Did you know that according to a groundbreaking historical genetics study, 1 in 200 men today is a descendant of Genghis Khan? An international group of geneticists studying Y chromosome data estimated that the Mongol Emperor has 16 million male descendants living in Central Asia. About 8% of all men living in the region of the former Mongol Empire. When you do the math, that's about 0.5% of the world's male population. BS, right? Not quite, if you consider the fact that the Great Khan had a harem of 3,000 women. His sons, and their sons, wouldn't be outdone. Each one had a harem large enough to fill a town. The Yuan Emperor Kublai Khan, his most famous grandson, had a harem of 7,000. So here's the lowdown on the great Mongol conqueror. Genghis Khan, born in 1162, was the founder and leader of the Mongol Empire, one of the largest empires in history. Born as Temujin, he united the disparate Mongol tribes through military conquests and strategic alliances, earning him the title Genghis Khan, meaning universal ruler. Genghis Khan's leadership and military tactics were instrumental in creating an empire that spanned from the Pacific Ocean in the east to the Danube River and the shores of the Persian Gulf in the west. At its peak, it covered 23 million square kilometers of territory, making it the largest contiguous land empire in history. Genghis Khan implemented administrative reforms, promoted religious tolerance, and facilitated cultural exchanges within his vast empire. Now, on to the things history doesn't know. What did Genghis Khan look like? Despite the many paintings and sculptures of the great conqueror, we really don't know what the guy actually looked like. Genghis Khan intentionally left his appearance a mystery, not commissioning even a single portrait. All depictions of him that we see today were actually made after he died. An ancient historian by the name of Rashid al-Din wrote that Genghis Khan had green eyes and red hair. A little doubtful, given his Mongolian ancestry. Others say he was tall, muscular, big-bearded and cat-eyed. But this doesn't look anywhere like the majority of his portraits. Right? Some punk could claim he looked like this, or this, and we'd all be none the wiser. How did Genghis Khan die? History seems to be at a loss as to how exactly Genghis Khan died. The history of the Yuan dynasty simply states that he died due to illness in the course of his attack on the Western Xia Empire in the fall of 1227. This lack of detail has given rise to numerous speculations. According to the secret history of the Mongols, Genghis Khan fell from his horse and died from a wound infection. Marco Polo, a Venetian merchant and explorer who traveled to China and served the Mongol ruler Kublai Khan, wrote that the Great Khan was hit by an arrow and succumbed to his wound. A loftier story claims that Genghis Khan died in the hands of a captured princess of the Western Xia. Stranger still is the legend saying that the guy was actually struck by lightning. So supposing someone said Genghis Khan died of explosive diarrhea, who are we to say otherwise? Where is Genghis Khan's grave? What if the secret someone carried to their grave was literally a grave? Genghis Khan's grave, to be exact. To this day, nobody knows where the Mongol conqueror is buried. The reason for the mystery was the practice of the Mongol royal family of keeping the location of their tombs top secret. All Mongol imperial tombs were not published, recorded, nor marked. They say that the Mongols went to such great lengths to keep the location of Genghis Khan's grave under wraps, that everyone who built his grave and attended his funeral were murdered. One story says that a river was diverted to cover his grave, while another claims that trees were planted to hide the grave. Whatever the case, if you're someone living in Central Asia right now, your house could be standing right over it. Right. So how about we wrap this up? Remember I said in the beginning that there are around 16 million men in Central Asia today, carrying Genghis Khan's genes. Well, that's probably nature trying to balance the scales for the whopping 40 million men, women, and children who lost their lives during Genghis Khan's campaigns of conquest. FYI, 40 million? It was about 10% of the world's population at the time.